Namaskar, everyone. And I know that you guys are having fun in Navratri Durga Puja. And I know that this is the time, and this is the time to celebrate us. And when we are talking about us, we have a fantastic celebrity with us tonight. One more time, I know whoever missed our first episode, please keep watching. And of course, tonight, I do hope that you all are here with us to celebrate music. With no further discussion, I would love to welcome Talatji one more time. Talatji, welcome one more time in this beautiful show, Darbar, with me, Raagiiniis. Namaskar. We would love to ask you one thing now, since you say that so many different variations or genres we are going to see or watch or listen into that occasion or that event. You and Lataji sang. I mean, the movie was the name was Bazaar,
Bazaar,
and
Bazaar,
yes,
Bazaar.
if you can, if you just tell our viewers and me that how that happened and how you really got that break.
That was again Khayyam Saab, because that was the next film. Sagar Sarhadi Saab ki film thi, and when this ghazal, actually Makhdoom Mahyuddin is a very famous ghazal. Phir chidi raat baat phoolon ki, raat hai ya barat phoolon ki. So they made it a duet. And Khayyam Saab called me again, and I had to sing with the great legend Lata Mangeshkar standing right next to me in the studio. Because in those days, everybody recorded at the same time, even the orchestra used to. Those days were different. If you made one mistake, everything had to be redone again. Because
How long it used to take for the whole song to finish from start to finish?
well, you did rehearsals. A lot of days you did a lot of rehearsals. Then when you went to the studio, you did a couple of rehearsals with the orchestra, which was live then. It wasn't like it's recorded today. The track is done, and you just put your headphones on, and you can do anything you want, and you can cut and paste. No, no, no. You had 60 musicians sitting in the hall. Then you had a conductor outside the window of your recording booth, where the singer's booth was, glass booth. Then you had your co-singer. You had to rehearse, and you didn't have these headphones like today. You had a very small, one-sided headphone, which you could barely hear that sound. And you had to monitor your voice, your own voice. And then the song actually would be about 5 minutes, but then by the time you finished, it would take about 2, 3 takes. And Khayyam Saab was very, very particular about is one more. He was famous for it. One more. So there's an interesting incident. I think I've said it so many times, but I'll repeat it again. So I was standing next to Lataji, and I was a youngster, and I was nervous because it was like if I made a mistake, what happens? Then she has to again sing. Everybody has to play again. And Khayyam Saab there, Bombay Lab was a studio. So I just told her, "Okay, Lataji, I'm very nervous." So she said, "Why? You sing well." I'm talking in English, but that was in Hindi, by the way. आप अच्छा गाते हैं. So I said, without even thinking, I said, "आपने कब सुना मुझे? When did you hear me?" Then she said, "No, I heard you on television." And she said, "You sang on that program called Arohi on Doordarshan." I heard it, and she remembered the ghazals I sang on it. So, "Aap acha gaate hain." She was trying to give me that, and it was nice. Then when the take, what do you call the take? When they started recording the song with the conductor, what's his name? Mr. Daniels, Enoch Daniel. We did 3 takes. After the 3rd take, I could hear Khayyam Saab's voice from the recording engineer's room. Lataji, fantastic, lovely, lovely, beautiful, bahut achhe, kya baat hai, wah, wah, wah. And Lataji was standing right there. She didn't take off the headphone. Like, usually would say, "Okay, the music director is so happy. So now it's done, so take it off." No, she would stand. She was waiting. Then I said, "Kya hua?" She said, "Just wait, wait, wait. He is going to walk in that door, and he's going to say one more." And on cue, Khayyam Saab opened the door and came in and said, "Wow, Lataji, kya baat hai, aapne kya you कैसा आप लोगों ने क्या गाना गाया, क्या beautiful, beautiful, and she was there. But लेकिन एक और, one more. And she looks at me and I will see, what did I tell you?
Mhm.
So these are the little incidents which I remember. These are the little moments which I've experienced, and they are now, part of history, part of the past.
You have performed in so many places. You have performed with so many artists. What is your favorite moment that you can share with us?
Very difficult to say, but there's so many. In 1986, I was with Mehdi Saab in the US performing together. We did 24 concerts in the US.
Mhm.
We were there for 2 months, but most important was not the concerts at the time. I could get Mehdi Saab with me with exclusively from Monday to Thursday. So we used to stay in the same hotel in Dallas, and we used to go for the shows Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come back to Dallas. So he had so much time. So we would sit with him, talk to him, learn from him. So that 2 months were like almost 20 years worth, the amount of time, what I could learn from him. Not just music, about his life, he used to tell me about his childhood, about his uncle, Chacha Ismail Khan, who actually trained him as a child, and a lot of things. I mean, I can't go. So that was one of my favorite, I would say, turning points, turning point in my life, because that was something which I can't get now. And the beauty is the other turning point is in 2000 when he was not well, October 10th, and we were in a private mehfil in Mumbai, and we were sitting and he was on a wheelchair. So everybody was requesting him to sing. So I said, no, I can't sing. Talat, you sing. So he asked me to sing. We got the harmonium and I said, okay, as you say, Khan Sahab, I used to call him Khan Sahab. Then when I was just tuning the harmonium, the instruments and all that, and then he said, ask for the microphone. Said, mujhe bhi ek mic dena. I said, oh, you're going to sing? Then let me, aap kya gayenge bataiye, I'll play that. He said, no, you sing with me because I forget. So that time I sang with him together, and he was singing and I was singing, and he was teaching, he was correcting me, and then he was giving me praise. He was praising if I got it right. I've got the recording. So that is one of the most rare moments I will always cherish. Because 1 week later, after that, he suffered a stroke, so he couldn't sing anymore. So probably that was the last time he sang, whatever. That, then of course, then I had, in 2005, Ghulam Ali Bhai and me, we did again the whole of the US and Canada, 24 concerts for 2 months. We had some great, we used to sing together. I have my idea. I said, Bhaijan, ek kaam karte hain. When we start, we both sit together on stage. You sing your ghazal, I sing mine. And it'll be nice. He said, but how is that possible? I said, I'll tell you. Like you sing, Dil mein ek leher si uthi abhi, I'll sing Kaise Sukun Paun. You do your alap, I'll do my alap. And it's the same tal, same thing, it'll blend. And it became a super hit. चुपके चुपके मेरी और एक गजल थी उसी में दरबारी में रूपक में यूं ही वैसे अपना फिरा करो. So that was a moment that will never be repeated again. And the last one I would say is when I came and performed with Asha ji, and I was performing classics of Rafi Saab, Kishore Da, and standing there with an orchestra and singing. You must have seen it, I don't know. That was one of the best tours. So these are moments in my life and my professional life which I will always treasure. Apart from my own concerts where I go in, like 3 days back I was in Pune and I was singing for the army, and there were thousands of them. And the funny part is it was open air, and you had the army generals, the colonels, everybody sitting with their wives, and it's in the midst of the song it started to rain. It was open. I did not stop. I kept on singing, and they all came running with umbrellas and something to cover the instruments and me, and I was singing. I didn't stop. And then finally they did something, it was drizzling a bit, so they got some canopies and they just, while I was singing, but I'm singing, imagine, the guys were putting up canopies. And they said, "Arey, isko hatao, isko aise karo," and I was not bothered, I was singing. And that's what the general told me. Ki I've never seen such dedication that any other artist would have got up and said, "Okay, finish this and I'll come back and sing." You kept on singing. And he said, "We understand that because I'm the army." He's the head of the Southern Command, where basically the whole of the South is under him. And I believe he's slated to be the next chief of staff. So he said, "I really, hats off to you. I appreciate what you did because this is what we are. We and the army also have to take so many things in our stride. So you did the same in your musical." I said, "Thank you, sir. That's a great compliment." The next day he said, "You have to have breakfast with me." So he invited me to his house at exactly sharp 8:30. He had all the officers and full uniform. We had breakfast with him and he had a beautiful house, the official house. And if you see the wall of fame on that, you have all from the time of 47 till now, all the generals, famous generals. So these are things I treasure.
Of course, of course. What is your like the favorite fan moment? Hota hai na, that you are walking in the street and someone just like running towards you and saying like, "Talat ji, oh my God, you are here." So
That
have
happens.
you faced it? And like I know that you have faced it so many times, but what do you really love about it?
No, I'll tell you something very interesting. That happens all the time. That's not a. 3 months back in April, I was singing again for the army in Bombay, Kolaba, the army club, and again it was about 1,000 people. It was summertime, and Lieutenant General H.S. Kalon, who's in charge of Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Goa. So he was the chief guest. He was sitting right in front. So normally, sometimes nowadays when I start, I feel like it. When I've finished and certain numbers, I just take the mic and walk into the audience, and then start singing with them, or I stand there. So I was singing this "Duniya Kisi Ke Pyar Mein," "Duniya Kisi Ke Pyar Mein, Jannat Se Kam Nahi," without the harmonium, with the mic. And then all the ladies, they came and surrounded me and they're taking selfies. And I am absolutely, I said, "What happened? There's the army general sitting right in front of you." There's a protocol. They didn't care. They surrounded me. It's on video. And I kept on singing and they're taking selfies. They're taking selfies and I was surrounded by.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But did you ever finish that song
Yes, I sang that whole song, whole ghazal. I'm a professional. When I start, I don't finish. I don't stop. I finish it.
Oh, fantastic. I think that you really enjoyed that, the way they started taking selfies. I mean, the way you have explained, Talatji. But
Yes, but one thing I would like to say, I mean, I really appreciate and love, my
yeah.
fans who take, because those days are gone when people used to take for autographs. It's all selfies now.
Exactly. Autographs are gone. Autographs are gone. Yes. But we always hear these terms about that this is filmy ghazal and this is ghazal or this is filmy ghazal. What's the difference? Like, is there any difference in it?
No. क्या ये गजल होती है. If it comes in a film, it's a ghazal. फिल्मी गजल. अब उमराव जान की जो गजल गाई मैंने फिल्म में है, तो फिल्मी गजल हो गई ना वो. Filmi ghazal in the sense it was shown on film. It was recorded and it was picturized in the film. That's the difference. Ghazal is a ghazal. वैसे बहुत सारे मदन मोहन साहब की कितने गजलियां जो लता जी ने गाई है, जो फिल्मों में बहुत मशहूर हुए, तो दे आर. जगजीत भाई की देखिए ना, झुकी सी नजर बेकरार है कि नहीं, दबा दबा सा ये सही, मतलब बहुत सारे ऐसे हैं. तो वो difference. A ghazal is a ghazal whether it is sung live or whether it is recorded and shown on film.
Absolutely.
Recently, I acted in a web series, show, movie called Gulmohar, which came on Disney Hotstar. And Sharmila ji is in that, Manoj Bajpayee, I was also acting in it as a friend. And I had to sing a song. We recorded that song and I enacted that whole song. दिलकश सजा ये दीजिए जुर्मे हंसी हाय कीजिए है कब से मुरी तुम्हारे नजाकत ये उस पे इशारे यूं ही नाज उठाए कुर्बा हुए जाए इनायत यही बस कीजिए. This was, people loved it. In fact, I think you have it still on, I think in the US it comes on Hulu. In the US it comes on Hulu, I think.
Yeah.
Hulu.
Why, like, you have acted previously also. So what was your thinking? Like, you wanted to act, or you just wanted to just try out or see that,
No, no,
hey,
no,
it's
no, no, no,
fun?
no, please, 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 please. I was approached and I've acted, not now, I've been an actor since a long time. It's just that people think, oh, why don't you act? I just, Scam 2003 has just come out. It's number one, trending 8.5 on the IMDb. It's number one. And I've done a role in that, and people are appreciating it. And they said, so the funny part is a lot of these critics, and they say, why don't you act more? You're such a natural actor. I said, I have never stopped. It's just that I pick and choose what I want to do. Now, for instance, let me reveal something surprising. I just got some time back a call for a film role, and the shooting is exactly during November in Birmingham. So I said, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm going to the US for a concert tour. Can you postpone your shoot? But they said, we can't because the whole of the cast is already finalized. And I said, then sorry, next time. So sometimes it happens. And sometimes I am not very comfortable with what the offer is or the role is, doesn't suit me. So I don't say, no, thank you very much. So I pick and choose. But my concerts take precedence, my classes online music takes precedence. In fact, please, I want to tell you, the computer is warning me that in 13 minutes my class is going to start on Zoom. So I have to finish this.
Of course, I know that we are chatting a lot, but we would love to know that who is your favorite composer?
Film composer.
Yes,
Naturally.
yeah,
Madan
anybody, even on the war stage.
No, no, Madan Mohan Saab was the best film composer. For me. I love all his songs, all his ghazals and songs for film song. And as far as ghazals are concerned, nobody can come close to Mehdi Saab, my guru. I loved him, still love him, his music, the way he sang. What a pure, amazing, God-gifted singer he was. So
Every time, I heard it so many times, I can say not every time, but so many times, that if you want to become a good musician, you have to be a good human being. Do you really believe in it?
yes, you have to be a good human being to be good at anything. Why just music? To be good at anything. I ask only, see, I'll tell you something about music. When somebody wants to come and learn from me, I ask them for three things. The three P's, I call them. First is passion. You need to have passion. Passion is important, real passion. Second is practice. You need a lot of practice when you have to practice. Even now, at this stage, I need to practice. Third is persistence. The three P's, I call them. And if you are lucky, which is very difficult, maybe you will come to some level of perfection. Maybe. But it's a never-ending cycle.
What do you think about the challenges that is these, like, I think that is these days in the music field, and a lot of newcomers, they of course face that. So what will be your words to them?
See, as I told you, music is something to make a career in music is not easy. It's very tough. There are a lot of ifs and buts. There's a lot of things. And especially nowadays, there's so many talented youngsters, talented like crazy. And there's so much of competition, and there's so much of media, there's so much of social media, there's so much of clutter. You have to stand above that. And if you get a chance, you get picked up, and sometimes you don't get picked up, even though you're very talented. So I don't want to discourage anybody. If you have the passion, go for it, but be patient. Sometimes you might get your chance early, sometimes it'll take some time. It all depends how much can you wait. It's not easy. It's not like you get a job and you get money coming in and you go and work and get a salary, right? Wages. Yeah, there is no guarantee. If you do well, you get money. If you don't do well, then you got to struggle. The same thing with an actor. Somebody said you got to be crazy to become an actor. So I remember the quote. Somebody said, Nawazuddin Siddiqui said, you have to be mad to become an actor. He said, why? Somebody said, why? Because who in sanity will take a profession which is so uncertain? So he said, you have to be mad and passionate and persistent to try and achieve something. And sometimes you don't, sometimes you do. So I'm not trying to discourage. Please follow your dream, your passion, but be aware that it's a long road. It can be a short road, it can be a long road. We can't say that. It's all बरसात में दीवारों दर की सारी तहरीरें मिटी. Tahreerein is writing, but Bashir Badr ka sher hai. I love to quote this. बरसात में, in those days people used to write on walls. Nowadays they all WhatsApp. So,
True.
I'm talking about those days कि बरसात में दीवार और दरवाजों पे और दीवारों पे लोग लिखा करते थे. दीवारों दर पे सारी तहरीरें राइटिंग मिटी बरसात में. रेन वॉश द राइटिंग. धोया बहुत, मिटता नहीं तकदीर का लिखा हुआ. तो तकदीर में जो लिखा है वो आपको आएगा.
क्या बात है. और इसी बात के साथ I think that this is a fantastic thing that
I really need to go now. It's 5 minutes left.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
thank you so much.
I would like to thank you all, and thank you and your channel for talking with me. And through you, I'm addressing my fans in New Jersey and the United States. I look forward to meeting all of them and having a great time. So see you guys in New Jersey on the 19th of November at the Union County Performing Arts Center in Rahway. Did I say that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, you did. And thank you so much for being here.
And I would like to also thank our local promoter, Mr. Adarsh Lal of Bollywood Masti, who's taken all this huge task, and my national promoter, Mr. Gagan Bhalla, who's taken this huge task of bringing all of us there. It's not easy becoming a promoter, it's very tough. So hats off to them and wish them all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Music lovers, you know that music actually creates magic. You know that how music flows if someone is really passionate. You have heard him, and I hope that you will take few of his words. You go along with your own way. I'm really blessed to have this opportunity to meet you, Talatji, not even face to face, but of course, yes, the wonder gadget nowadays the whole world is using. I'm really fortunate to meet you like this, but yes, of course, we are all going to come and see you in New Jersey in the show that you are coming for. And thank you so much for being here tonight. And I really appreciate your time and the stories you have shared with us. My friends, I'm going to see you next week again. And yes, I'm not telling you who is coming with me because I want to make it a surprise. But yes, since it is the festive time, someone very special will knock on the door of Star Darbar. Till then, stay blessed, stay well, and yes, Keep watching your favorite show, Star Darbar, with me, Raagiiniis. Namaskar.